What was first taught in schools? Writing. Why was it born? Was it to write poetry, to glorify kings, to record the messages of gods? In fact, writing was invented to solve humanity's first great financial crisis. Yes, the first inscription was not for a love letter, not a story, a financial record. And today, I'm taking you to the moment when history's first account ledger was kept. Come with me. We are traveling to around 3200 BCE Mesopotamia, Sumer, and we place in your hand a clay tablet that has not yet fully dried. Now close your eyes. A warm breeze touches your face. The air is dry. The soil smells weak and sharp. In the distance, you hear sheep and horses. You are in Uruk, one of the world's first great settlements within the borders of modern-day Iraq. Archaeological research, especially the work of German archaeologists in the 20th century, shows that Uruk had a population of 40,000 to 50,000 in the 4th millennium BCE. That was an extremely high population for its time. At the center of the city stands a great temple, the Eanna district, built for the goddess Inanna. But if you look carefully, this is not only a religious place. It is a financial center, a marketplace, a bank office. Behind the temple are grain storages, silos, barley piles, heaps of wool, and a line. Farmers are waiting in queue. You don't know the name of the farmer next to you, but you know his story, because researchers have accessed records of many people like him. This year his harvest was poor, so to feed his family, he had to receive barley from the temple. The temple gives him what he needs, but it wants something in return: repayment at the next harvest. One of the first credit mechanisms in history. You take the still damp clay tablet in your hand. The official presses wedge-shaped marks into the clay with a pointed reed stylus in cuneiform script. And on the tablet it says, Farmer X received Y amount of grain. He will repay at the next harvest season. Tens of thousands of these clay tablets have been found. Hundreds of examples exist in the collections of the British Museum, the Louvre, and the Berlin Vorderasiatisches Museum. Do you know what most of the texts are? Not epics, not history. Debt records, inventory documents, account statements. Writing was not a poetic invention. It was a financial technology. Now we move deeper into the period. We enter the temple. The air is heavy. Grain dust lingers in the throat. Animal skins, clay, and warm stone surround you. Officials shout out, 15 measures of grain, 20 measures of barley. Each wedge pressed into clay means responsibility. At this point, an important archaeological fact. Before discovering writing, the Sumerians used clay tokens in trade. Research by Denise Schmont-Besserat shows that these small clay tokens represented specific quantities of goods. Later, they placed these tokens inside clay envelopes. Then they began scratching marks onto the envelopes, and one day, the tokens were no longer needed. The wedges were enough. This is how writing came into existence, as a tool to simplify financial accounting. But this is not just about barley. It is about power. A loan creates a social bond, and at the same time, a relationship. Sumerian texts show interest rates applied to grain debts, sometimes 15%. For silver, it could be even higher. What happened if the debt was not paid? The cultivated land was taken. The livestock was taken. Sometimes even the debtor's children were forced into temporary servitude. This is not a tragic detail. A few centuries later, the Code of Hammurabi mentions the temporary enslavement of family members because of debt. Debt was no longer just finance. It was a cornerstone of society. Now think. Writing equals memory. Memory equals power. Power equals government. In Sumer, administration is born. and for the first time, humanity connects itself to an imagined system, the future. Because debt mortgages tomorrow. Now, is the clay tablet in your hand merely a record of barley, or the first mortgage in human history? Today, your home loan, your car loan, your credit card, they are new versions of that Sumerian clay tablet. There is an unbroken connection between the debt tablet in a Sumerian farmer's hand and modern banking systems. And that connection has never been severed for 5,000 years. Scientific research shows that financial records in Uruk were kept with remarkable precision. Even how much beer each worker received was recorded on tablets. Yes, workers were paid in beer. 1 tablet records, 3 workers, 3 days, 6 beers. This was not only financial administration, it was writing becoming a systematic tool of everyday life. Now you are back in the city of Uruk. The sun is setting. The soil is dry. The temple doors close heavily. The official places the last tablet on the shelf. He does not know that this small clay tablet will guide the course of economic history. But we know, is nothing more than keeping a shared ledger. If you would like to continue traveling through time with us to see how we arrived here, don't forget to subscribe. Because the greatest events in history often begin with the smallest record.